that's menacing me will strike at you!
The function of all life is survival. Sleep. Sleep. Sleep.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Lock the door! Lock the door!
They're coming! They're coming! Help! Help! They're coming! They're coming! Listen to me! Listen! Help me! You're next, please! Please! You're next! They're in danger! Please, listen to me! Something terrible! Please! You're next! Here they are! They're already here! Come! You're next! They're coming! They're coming!
Sleep. The seed is planted. Sleep. Sleep. Terror grows. Sleep.
Elizabeth, wake up! Get you when you sleep! Sit up!
Invasion of the body snatchers.
All of a sudden, they're growing like parasites. Is it contagious?
Trump, free all the homies.
It looked right at me.
You need to get out.
You're looking at it as if it was human. It was not human.
Now, the classic fear begins to grow
We're being cornered.
in a modern masterpiece of science fiction.
They're barricading the street.
Invasion of the body snatchers.
The land of the walking dead.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the Resistance. It's Alex Jones.
So, we sit around and we make jokes about, oh, the Russians did it, or somebody fell on a banana peel, the Russians did it. It's not a joke. We have multinational globalist corporations that brag in books they write, white papers they put out. David Rockefeller just died yesterday. He wrote like 6 books admitting it. The plan to enslave people, make us poor, make us dumb. And so from Italy to Australia to Brazil to the UK to the US, Iceland, people say, we don't want to be under multinational corporations. And they think we're dumb. We're still living 50 years ago, 100 years ago. They go, oh, the Russians, they're the reason you rejected Hillary. Walking around, falling down, having convulsions on TV. The news would cut the video when she falls down and say, she didn't fall down, they lied. It's a video of her falling down. But see, they could never be wrong. And you could never reject them. So, Matt Drudge and Roger Stone and Alex Jones and Donald Trump, we're the reason the Patriots won. They actually said the Russians did it, and Hillary fell down because of the Russians, and I guess the stock market's up because of the Russians right now, and the best small business numbers we've seen since 1984. When Trump killed the plan to cut off all our coal, that's more than half our power, that destroyed Russia. And nothing against Russia. I'm sorry, America first. They're all dependent on their natural gas exports. When Trump did that, hundreds of companies announced a month ago they're coming here. So that means our energy will be the cheapest again. America's back open for business. And all the special interests that have hijacked this country, the globalists, the ones that have funded the radical Islamists, all of them, they don't know what to do. He beat their fake polls. He beat all their garbage. The people woke up. They said no. So what do? They start beating the drum that Donald Trump's a Russian agent. But the reason we're here is the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go over my whole pedigree here, but both sides of the family on the Mayflower, both sides of the family involved in the Revolutionary War, both sides of the family heavily involved in the Texas Revolution in 1836. On my mom's side, William Ayres and others literally at Washington, Brazos started it. Rich guys in New York sold everything they had. Christians came down, ships full of Bibles, Protestant Revolution, whole 9 yards. Then right through to modern time, my family in the Cold War, fighting the Russians in Latin America, Europe, you name it. But I shouldn't have to explain all that to people. And believe me, there's a lot more I could tell you. Obviously, I'm here defending the Republic now. It's in my blood. To be called a Russian asset by McClatchy and by the LA Times and by a bunch of other publications today is funny if it wasn't so serious. I don't personally take this as a threat. Now they show, a photo of the police protecting me from communists. They act like I was being arrested. I'm threatened for the country. I mean, if the Russians want to secure our borders, cut our taxes, not have us go bankrupt, rebuild our military, block radical Islam, well, then hell, I'm a Russian agent, but I'm not. The Russians can't. They have a GDP that of Italy, even though their population is 3 times that. Russia's not a major player. They got a big landmass, a lot of resources. That's why the globalists want control. They're just pissed there's an elite in Russia they don't control. But when you read FBI's Russian influence probe, it includes a look at far-right news sites, and they spend all this time saying Infowars gets their news from the Russians, it's like, man, they're really crazy. I might get 1 piece of news a day from the Russians. I probably get 5 pieces a day from the British, 50 a day from the United States, 5 or 6 from the French, a bunch of Japanese ones, a bunch of Chinese ones, North Koreans. Hell, I probably covered 10 North Korean stories today because they're threatening to nuke everybody. Doesn't mean I'm in with Kim Jong-un and his, the son of Kim Jong-il. But this really marks a new line. We played the clip earlier. I forgot to tell the crew to this live feed to get it, but Dew has the clip. If he's around, maybe you can grab it before we end this transmission. They had the armed services and intelligence committees, 2 clips going, Jones puts out Russian news is under Russian control. What the hell are you talking about? You come out with an anti-gun bill. I'm an American. I'm against that. You come out as, some type of anti-family thing. I'm against it. They want to change the subject. They're the traitors. They're the globalists. They're the ones illegally spying. They're the ones doing all these horrible things. And so they want to just change the subject and call it the Americana, red, white, and blue resistance to them in a football sense. The Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach, guys. If they announce Roger Staubach's a Russian agent, maybe Tom Landry, who my grandfather was best friends with and went to college with and was the Army Air Corps with, because, we're all Russian agents here. Maybe Tom Landry's a Russian agent now. What the hell? But that's what you do. You're the globalist traitors. That's what you do. McClatchy called us the last few days. I finally sent him some emails today. And I covered it on air, and I said, McClatchy, make up whatever you're going to make. You want me to get on the phone with you and defend I'm not a Russian agent? The Russians aren't communist anymore. Our government, the elites, New York power brokers, put the Bolsheviks in power in 1917. The Russians are fighting that now. So if I have any solidarity with them, it's that they're fighting oligarchs and foreign powers ruling their country, just like France is, just like Spain is, just like Italy is, just like Greece is, just like the UK just did with Brexit, just like Reykjavik in Iceland. Yeah, there's a solidarity. Doesn't mean America's perfect or the UK's perfect or Russia's perfect or Germany's perfect or Greece is perfect. We don't want to be run by a bunch of bloodthirsty assholes like Zuckerberg and Schmidt. And by the way, the war's happening now. They're blocking us on Facebook, Twitter, Google, you name it. They won't let Roger Stone on, who they were all over the news today and sitting hearing saying is a Russian agent. They won't even let him on TV to respond. Man, this is next level. So here's the deal. I've done my part before God. I've been honorable. I've told the truth. I've stood up for sovereignty. I've stood up to get resources to the people when they actually work, not have governments cut it off. I've done what I'm supposed to do. It's the rest up to the people. And if the public thinks Hillary Clinton and Zuckerberg and Schmidt and Obama and Nancy Pelosi are the folks that are protecting you from the Ruskies, and the American people think Matt Drudge and Alex Jones and Donald Trump, best recovery since 1984. If you really think the Russians are trying to make you rich and trying to get the globalist foot off your neck, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve freedom. But I tell you, I look at Wolf Blitzer and CNN and the stuff I watched today and all these shows, and I mean, it's all over the place saying that Trump's a Russian agent. These are hardworking American citizens that are trying to actually hire people. They want a real economy. They're not the Goldman Sachs crowd. And to say that I'm a Russian agent, they think you're cowards. They think you're dumbasses. They think if they say, listen, we're going to call you a racist if you're against Obamacare, even though it's a bad deal. Or we're going to call you a homophobe if you want lower taxes. That didn't work. So now they've just rolled out you're a Russian agent. But here's where it's different. They've got the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the LA Times, McClatchy, I mean, so many of them, I can't read them all, saying they're looking at me as being a Russian operative. They're looking at Infowars as like, or we're just these mindless idiots. Oh, I want guns and lower taxes because I'm a Russian. What the hell? That's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. That's Andrew Jackson. That's Teddy Roosevelt. That's Ronald Reagan. Truth is, I'm just an American. Everybody knows it. Who wants freedom? I'm a populist. And I'm surprised they've got such cowards in our government that even though we elected a president that's a patriot, he's got all these cowards in his cabinet rolling over everybody, Congress rolling over, so pissed he killed TPP, so pissed he killed all their screw jobs, transferring our power to foreign multinationals, all the real treason, that they would have the nerve after the left, who worked with the Russians and the communists to overthrow the country but failed, after the Democrats, who were the ones that have had the Russians when they were communists up there, you know what, to turn around to the red, white, and blue, salt of the earth patriots and say that we're terrorists, we're communists, we're Russians, whatever the hell. They're walking on the fighting side of me, to quote Merle Haggard. Hell, he's probably a Russian agent too. Hell, John Wayne there probably going to claim he's a Russian agent. I'm not kidding. I mean, let me tell you something right now. When it comes to politics and getting stuff done, John Wayne's a great actor and was a great patriot, and I like John Wayne. But this isn't bragging, folks. It's just a fact. When it comes to kicking globalist ass, Infowars is John Wayne. What John Wayne wishes he was. We're the people trying to restore the republic. We're the folks at point blank range taking on these asshole globalists. And the fact that they got the guts to belly up to the bar and say Donald Trump's a Russian agent and make up all this crap again that's never had any proof over and over again every day and have all those cowardly Republicans go along with it makes me think this country's meant to fall. Then I look at North Korea and all these other communist hellholes and what the globalists have done in Europe, and I can't roll over. So just because there's a bunch of trash running the country, know this. They're desperate, and they know we're kicking their ass. Now, in about 9 minutes, they're going live here. We're going to end this transmission. They're going live with the big coverage of Trump's speech and the rest of what's happening. But history's happening right now, and thank God I'm not on the side of the people like Chucky Schumer and Hillary and the rest of them that push this load of lies. I mean, I don't even need to say, do I need to say I'm not a Russian agent? God, if the Russians want us to have guns and low taxes and control our borders and be the biggest military in the world and dominate the globe with freedom and... But they don't care because they know America's standing up, and then they're the foreign globalists that hijacked the country, and they're saying that I'm the enemy of America because it's the opposite. I'm no damn hero. I can't sit by and watch a bunch of globalists gang rape this country where my kids live, where your kids live. I believe in you, and I believe you'll support the InfoWar and everything we do, and I believe you'll take action. Let these cowards in Congress know you're aware of what they're doing. But whatever happens, we need to do the right thing now because it's between us and God. Stand up against this media. Stand up against these enemies that have hijacked the country. Our only kinship to Russia is they're human beings like us, and they've thrown the globalist off. Doesn't mean they replace their oligarchs with something perfect. But listen, separate ourselves from the Russians. This is our time for America. Donald Trump's turned the economy back on. He's helping the American people. He's done a bunch of business deals that cut the Saudis, the Russians, the globalists out. Donald Trump's hurting the Russians real bad right now. But he's not doing it on purpose. We deserve that coal. That cuts off their gas. I'm sorry, the Russians. Their main export's dead. Trump knows it's our main power supply. He's fighting hard for this republic, and I can't believe how good he is. God, my gut told me he was for real, but man, this is an epic moment to be alive. Infowars.com. We have got specials running to 40% off on storable foods. We have, with the whole North Korea stuff going on, we need your support. We got major discounts on the nutraceuticals, the non-fluoride, iodine, silver-based colloidal silver toothpaste. Super Blue is back in stock, limited time. Infowarsstore.com. We need the funding to fund this operation because we are the Republic. We are America, reborn 1776. We are 7 minutes and 10 seconds out from the live transmission. It'll also be on Infowars.com. We're being shut down everywhere, so use these links while they're still available. The Second American Revolution is taking place. They're trying to demonize real patriot Americans and stand up for freedom as foreign agents when they're the foreign globalist agents. Great job with the crew. Let's end this transmission and fire up another live transmission for liberty.
Mr. Armstrong, you'd mentioned in your answer to, I think, Ms. Spears' question, that there are other RTs operating in the U.S. Can you describe them, list them?
Sure, thank you. So you have RT, you have Sputnik, you have Rupley, and then I think you have them feeding other entities. Infowars comes to mind, where those are echo chambers for those modalities.
My fellow Info Warriors, I am very excited to be able to announce to you the introduction at InfoWarsLife.com of a new way to save time and money when you stock up on InfoWars Life formulations like Survival Shield X2 and Super Male Vitality. Just go to InfoWarsLife.com today, select your favorite product, click on Auto Ship before adding to cart, and choose how often you want us to send you another order. Every time you choose Auto Ship at InfoWarsLife.com, you get 10% off, and you won't have to worry about running out and having to reorder next time. And of course, you can cancel with one click anytime. As you know, I'm all about the idea of a 360 win, and the new auto ship feature at InfoWarsLife.com is a sure win for everybody. A win for liberty, a win for health, and a win when it comes to big savings. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today and save 10% on your next InfoWars Life order by selecting auto ship at checkout. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.